Alright Chris, this is my video about what I did for the production of World Source. As you can see, I'm in the morgue, I'm a bit ill, so not doing too well still. But we're going to start off with a bit of pre-production. This all took place as soon as we found out what we was doing, which was World Source. I began to download certain effects for After Effects to help create a better piece in post. So first piece I used was called VC Orb, which is a plugin for After Effects by Video Copilot, and it helps create better orbs within your After Effects projects. So as soon as I got this, first thing I thought was about planets. So I put a VC Orb on my After Effects and I began creating some planets. This was pretty simple, but one thing I learned was that I had to then scour the internet for 4K images, because 1080p images didn't cover the circle fully. So you got a crease down the middle of the sphere where the image would have to overlap itself or would end, which I didn't really want in our piece because I thought it made it look lazy or not produced well. So I found some 4K images and I ran some tests. This is the first test of the first planet that I ran. And the second test I did for the planets was with lighting within After Effects, because I've hardly touched lighting in After Effects, so I thought I'd better teach myself it. So I decided to create 3 planets, have them spin randomly using the x-axis and keyframes, and then I added a spotlight in the scene, which would then reflect off each planet and would create a shadow on each planet. Now this test worked perfectly, as I'll be shown here. This test really helped our production because it helped me realise what I had to do to make it so that the planets looked realer than just a sphere down in space. I then also downloaded some textures for the orbs. So as you can see on one of the planets, which I'll be inserting here, you can see that there's actually bumps and crevices on the surface of the planet, which adds another feel to it, makes it feel more real. So then after this, I then went about creating the intro. The intro was planets made by me. There's 3 planet scenes, I'm pretty sure, 2 planet scenes. And then the third scene is of what it's called a space anus, which in reality is someone dropped some paint on a piece of glass. I took the footage, tinted it green, reversed it and cut it off, and then put it in 3D space and put a background behind it. And that's basically how I made it. So there's that, and then the intro was all sourced by myself, made by me, sourced by me, and then obviously in the final piece, Jamie helped put some text over it and extend the piece a bit, because my intro was made for it being used without titles, but didn't work in our piece, so we had to make some changes to it. The next thing I did was a lot of pre-production stuff, really. A lot of just setting it up, so I then looked into cameras within After Effects, just in case we needed it for anything. Now let's move on to what I actually did on the production. So in the actual production, I was somewhat of a producer, because apart from getting the actors in, which Aaron did as director, I made sure everything was running on time. I made sure we had all the shots that we needed. I made sure everyone knew what they were doing on set. I made sure everyone knew how much time we'd got. Right. And here's a pretty good example of me handling the actors. We would shoot and they wouldn't stop talking. So here we go.
Guys, sorry.
I then had to realise that on the last Friday that we shot, we didn't have as much time as we needed, but we had a lot of shots we needed to get. So I made sure that we had enough time. We didn't waste time on doing stuff that we didn't need to. I then also helped organising food for the actors, organising what we were gonna use for the shots, and that's about it really. I helped create the ideas of what effects we were going to use. I helped with the edit. Now with the edit, I happened to get really, really ill, as you know, just as we started the edit. So what I did in relation to the edit was I put everything together on a timeline for George. So then George could just grab everything on the timeline, cut it even more, and just add the extra effects to it that I didn't really feel up to doing because I was really ill. And then before that, then after that, I then helped source audio that we used. I then helped create certain looks. I created the teleportation effect, which would be right here. This weren't too hard, it didn't take too long. I just used a bunch of effects that were inside Premiere Pro that sort of tore apart images. That really helped with the teleportation. Yeah, other than that, I'd say I had pretty good involvement in everything. So thanks for watching, and maybe there's something at the end, maybe there's not, I don't know. Maybe I'll add it, maybe I'm too lazy. Alright, bye.